Have you ever been wronged so badly that the only thing you could think about was getting even? Well, throughout history, some people have taken revenge to a whole new level. These aren't just petty squabbles. These are epic tales of vengeance that have been whispered through the ages. Today, we're diving into 3 of the most extreme stories of revenge from history. Get ready, because it's about to get intense. Our first story takes us to ancient Rome, to a man whose name has become synonymous with betrayal, Marcus Junius Brutus. We all know the story of Julius Caesar, the powerful Roman general who was assassinated by a group of senators. But the deepest cut, both literally and figuratively, came from Brutus, a man Caesar considered a close friend, almost a son. Caesar's famous last words, "E tu, Brute, you too, Brutus," perfectly capture the shock of this betrayal. But the story doesn't end there. The real revenge plot belongs to Caesar's adopted son and heir, Octavian, who would later become Emperor Augustus. After Caesar's death, Rome was plunged into chaos. Octavian, alongside Mark Antony, vowed to avenge his adoptive father. They weren't just seeking justice. They were on a mission. They systematically hunted down every single one of the conspirators who had taken part in the assassination. Brutus and his co-conspirator, Cassius, raised an army, but it was no use. At the Battle of Philippa, Octavian's forces crushed them. Faced with capture, both Brutus and Cassius chose to end their own lives, rather than face the wrath of Caesar's heir. Octavian's revenge was cold, calculated, and absolute. He not only eliminated his father's enemies, but also paved the way for his own rise to become the first Roman emperor, forever changing the course of history. It was a masterclass in turning personal tragedy into ultimate political power. Next, we journeyed to 11th century Japan, into the world of samurai and feudal lords. This is the legendary tale of the 47 Ronin, a story so powerful it has become a cornerstone of Japanese culture, embodying the values of loyalty, sacrifice, and, of course, honor. It all began with a powerful court official named Kira Yoshino, who was tasked with teaching 2 young lords, including Asano Naganori, the proper etiquette for a court ceremony. Kira was arrogant and greedy, constantly demanding bribes. While the other lord paid up, Lord Asano refused, upholding his principles. In response, Kira publicly insulted and humiliated him relentlessly. Finally, something inside Asano snapped. He drew his short sword inside the shogun's palace Akapitawa fence and attacked Kira, wounding him slightly. For this crime, Lord Asano was sentenced to commit seppuku ritual suicide. His lands were confiscated, his family was ruined, and his samurai retainers became Ronin masterless warriors. But 47 of these Ronin, led by the wise Jishi Kuranasuke, refused to let their master's honor go unavenged. They knew Kira would be expecting retaliation, so they played the long game. For nearly 2 years, they dispersed and disguised themselves. Jishi himself pretended to become a drunkard, frequenting brothels and abandoning his family, all to lull Kira into a false sense of security. He played his part so convincingly that he was spat upon in the streets. But this was all an elaborate act. Then, on a snowy winter night, when Kira's guard was down, the 47 Ronin launched their attack. They stormed Kira's mansion in a perfectly coordinated assault. After a fierce battle, they found the cowardly official hiding in a storage shed. They offered him the same honorable death as their master seppuku, but he was too terrified to accept. So, they took his head, using the very same dagger Lord Asano had used to end his own life. Their mission complete, they marched through the city to their master's grave and presented Kira's head as an offering. They had restored Lord Asano's honor. Afterward, the 47 Ronin calmly surrendered to the authorities. While the shogun admired their loyalty, the law was the law. They, too, were sentenced to commit seppuku. But they died as heroes, not criminals. Their story of unwavering loyalty and patient, meticulous revenge has been immortalized in countless plays, books, and films, a timeless testament to the samurai code of Bushido. For our final story, we travel to the rugged mountains of the Caucasus in the 19th century to meet a man who waged a one-man war against an entire empire. His name was Haji Murad, a fierce and charismatic Avar warrior whose life was a whirlwind of alliances, betrayals, and a relentless quest for vengeance. Haji Murad was a key figure in the resistance against the Russian Empire's expansion into the Caucasus. He was a brilliant military commander, known for his daring raids and his ability to unite the disparate mountain clans. For a time, he was a loyal and powerful ally to Imam Shamil, the leader of the Caucasian resistance. However, their relationship soured due to jealousy and suspicion. Fearing for his life, Haji Murad made a drastic decision. He defected to the Russians, his sworn enemies. He hoped the Russians would help him free his family, his wife and children, who were being held hostage by Imam Shamil, to ensure his loyalty. The Russians, however, saw Murad as a pawn in their own game. They treated him with suspicion, keeping him under a sort of gilded house arrest, never fully trusting him and delaying any action to rescue his family. As weeks turned into months, Haji Murad grew desperate. He realized the Russians would never help him. His desire for revenge against Shamil for holding his family hostage, and his growing frustration with his Russian captors reached a boiling point. He couldn't bear the thought of his family suffering while he was powerless. So, he did what he did best. He took matters into his own hands. In a dramatic escape, he and a handful of his loyal followers broke free from their Russian guards and galloped back towards the mountains. It was a suicide mission, and the canoe Italiano. A massive manhunt ensued. The Russians, furious at his escape, sent a huge force after him. Cornered in a field, Haji Murad and his men fought with incredible bravery against overwhelming odds. They fought to the last man, refusing to surrender. Haji Murad's body was riddled with bullets, but he died a free man, fighting for his family. His tragic story, immortalized by Leo Tolstoy in his novella of the same name, is a powerful tale of a man caught between two empires, driven by a desperate, all-consuming need for revenge and a love for his family. From the political scheming of ancient Rome to the honorable code of the samurai and the desperate struggle of a mountain warrior, these stories show that the desire for revenge is a powerful and timeless human emotion. It can build empires, define a culture's values, and drive individuals to perform incredible, and sometimes terrifying, acts of defiance. What do you think? Were these acts of vengeance justified? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining me on this journey through history's most epic revenge plots. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the past. We'll see you in the next one.